Why? Hello there. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. DB333 and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4,000 Week Reich as Union South Africa. In the last video, we lost Namibia. We might not get it back. I'm not too bummed about it. It kind of sucks, but it's okay. In the meanwhile, we're working on true representation. This might make kicks off some interesting occurrences, but we'll have to wait and see there. First, with the political decisions made within the party, the process of working to repeal the Representation of Natives Act of 1936 has begun with an announcement to Parliament, which has already kicked off significant political controversy. The 1936 Act is a key piece of legislation in South Africa's current political order. While before the Cape Province had a voting system that allowed some black voters to vote on the common electoral roll, the Act standardized racial segregation on voting systems across the country, requiring separate voter rolls for black and colored voters, and relegating their political representation to a technically powerless, merely advisory native representation council. The party decided that, despite our qualified approval of the system until now, there is a pressing need for reform, which must involve the repealing of this backward political legislation. The announcement has been unexpectedly controversial, with the National Party and its allies outraged at the idea of political integration. Repealing this legislation will be a difficult process, the first great step on the long, difficult road ahead. Good. So in the meanwhile, we could use some more stability. What else is a research slot, though? Let's think about the fascists first. I'll give us some stuff. During the election, our main opponents were the National Party, but even more odious than them were the open fascists, who've been getting populated among white voters, no doubt inspired by their backers in Germany. The chaos and dangers caused in our political system and society can go on no longer. Speaking of Germany, Going real well for them, isn't it? Rail project complete. Look at that. What do we got here? As expected for such a controversial and significant piece of legislation, political obstacles have sprung up against its passage. The opposition, as well as some skeptical members of our own party, are taking their time to review and push for amendments to the bill, or even trying to gather votes to vote it down entirely. At this rate, passing it will take longer than initially expected. The alternative is making a strong political push, quickly meeting with our party members, and using some stronger members to maintain party discipline. So to avoid too many delays, but it would be more politically costly. Push it through quickly. And look at that. People's Germany. Oh yeah, partial join. Revolutions are the locomotives of history. Karl Marx. A free Germany. Look at that. That is very funny to me. I hope that doesn't give me a copyright claim to the video. And yes, it doesn't matter too much, but what are you gonna do? Armenia, yeah, sure, Armenia can join. Where are the... Is it gonna be... Yeah, it is here, okay, that's what I figured. We have no cores on any of that. Oh, look at that, Belgium just went ahead and stopped there. Luxembourg in the TA. That's a pretty big Luxembourg right there. Okay, there we go. Kingdom of Netherlands. They're back now. Let's expand ESCOM. ESCOM, South Africa's state energy provider, will need to expand to meet the demand of the growing South African economy. Funding will be increased, investigations made into how we can best increase the availability of energy across the country. Latvia, sure. Swiss, sure. Our attempts to repeal the Representation of Natives Act has run against especially strong political resistance recently. Not only MPs, but much of the broader public, particularly supporters of the National Party, are protesting legislation. Growing protests have been launched outside Parliament in Cape Town and cities across the country. Many within our party are calling for the process to be slowed and for us to listen to more to opposition concerns, at least nominally, and perhaps throw them a bone through negotiating some kind of amendment. This may reduce tensions temporarily, but will certainly slow down the legislative process. On the other hand, we will likely have the votes to keep forging ahead, but doing so may be politically toxic and continue to reignite social tensions. I'm curious to see what happens if we keep pushing it through. Slovenia. It looks like Slovenia doesn't matter. And like that, we aren't in the leadership council anymore. We need a new secretary general. It looks like we don't get a vote on it, so it doesn't matter now, does it? Looks like the Czechs are back. That's fun. Poland is just kind of doing stuff. We can do this again. Same idea. Interesting. Looks like Italy gets to live on for a little bit. That's very interesting. Let's do some anti-air. I have a feeling we're gonna need it soon. And look at that. We got these little guys popping up. They're free. Got modern medical science done. Can do improved medical equipment now. Why not? Look at that. After much struggle, political wrangling, even threats of political instability, it is done. Majorities voted to repeal the Representation Made Act 1936, ending the enforced racial segregation of voting across the country. For now, this decision simply returns decisions over the franchise to the provinces, with only the Cape set to end segregated voter rolls. Nevertheless, it is a momentous step towards political reform. Finally. So we can abandon the color bar. The laws of so-called color bar, built on the Mines and Works Act, have traditionally restricted the roles black South Africans can take, providing a monopoly of skilled labor in many industries to whites. This law is not only unjust, but economically harmful, restricting our true economic potential. It is time for the government to begin working to repeal these laws, however controversial they may be. Expected turn. Oh man, it's 100 Years' War all over again. Yeah, Norway just going straight into Dunkirk. Poland. Did I say Poland? I meant Norway. Good on Norway, honestly, man. They are the MVPs. Spanish. Oh, that's just UN. Okay. German deportation program. Yeah. Hawaii statehood. Look at that. And there we go. The Irish. Communist insurgency in Thailand. Look at that. And there they go. The French Republic is back. And Algeria is just free now. So my question is... we'll do some radar stations, I guess. What does that give the French government in exile, then? Do they get anything now? Or are we just kind of cucked? Let's see what the further content beyond here is. Having reformed South Africa's democratic system, the time has come to put the new system to test. We'll call for new elections to Parliament to allow the South African people, or at least the greatest portion of the people in its history, to have their voice be heard. It's going to kick off the internal party coup. of Kush. Bretton Woods system, sure. I forget which one can just turn to shit and just implode. Which serving path? That might be Greece, actually, now that I think about it. Like a national suicide path. It's probably Greece. The first truly equal, free election of South Africa since its foundation, without distinction between colored and white voters. The election saw both colored and white voters casting votes for the same assembly. Prior to this election, the National Party announced a boycott protesting the recent reforms, leaving the United Party and the ANC essentially unopposed, except in a few large areas with rogue nationalist candidates or nationalist-aligned independents. As a gesture of goodwill and a show of national unity, the United Party has invited the ANC to form the next governing coalition, which is planned to be headed by the famous Liberal politician Helen Suzman. A bright new day in South Africa. Following South Africa's first... Oh, now they're the ANC. Okay. Following South Africa's first equal, non-racially divided election, the ruling United Party and the African National Congress managed to dominate the newly elected assembly due to high popularity and a boycott by the oppositional National Party. As a gesture of good faith and political understanding, the United Party announced that it is planning to form a grand governing coalition with the ANC under the leadership of the vocal liberal politician Helen Suzman. Leader of the ANC, Albert Lutuli, has told the press that he's willing to open negotiations with the Liberal United Party government. A grand experiment. Okay. Ooh. Now this... I was not expecting this. But this could be fun. Oh, let's look at this. Let's do radical voices. Yeah, the revolutionary, the population growth there. I don't think I quite like, but this seems really, really fun. Fuck it. We're doing it. Radical voices. Our hard-fought revolution must be protected by our nation's most committed revolutionaries. Political moderation in times of extreme turbulence is simply inviting a return to the status quo, which must never be allowed to happen. Oh, this is fun. Our nation's professionals, technicians, and other similarly bettered often members of the society are beginning to emigrate due to uncertainties about the new government's future. This has resulted in a damaging brain drain, which is a warning sign for our future economic development. Where is South Africa heading? Into the shitter, apparently. Goddamn. Where's the, here it is. We're ranked 18th currently. We'll be doing so much better. Oh shit, the US is going after Poland. Please, he's gone through so much already. Just leave him alone. Ooh. Reacting to the possible end of the racial minority rule, Afrikaner governments in the Transvaal and Oranje regions, the old heartland of Boer republics, have succeeded under a loose banner of a new nation, Trans-Orange, ruled by a provisional government mostly made up of Afrikaner elites, formerly from the National Party. The drastic move was made following growing tensions over moves to curb the racial laws of South Africa and grant increasing rights to black South Africans, moves which Afrikaner nationalists had reacted with growing fear and anger towards. At this moment, the country is not only politically, is now not only politically but physically divided. There we go. Put them down. I wonder, these are get a focus tree at all? They don't. Jim Foosh. More like Jim Douche, am I right, guys? Reacting to the possible future end of the racial minority rule, Afrikaner governments in Transvaal and Orange regions, the old heartland of the Boer republics, have succeeded under the loose banner of a new nation, Trans-Orange, ruled by a provisional government mostly made up of Afrikaner nationalist elites, formerly from the National Party. The drastic move was made following growing tensions over moves to curb the racial laws of South Africa and grant increasing rights to black South Africans. With both sides mobilizing and refusing to back down, it seems full-scale air civil war has come to South Africa. South Africa set ablaze. Well, no, I don't want that. Yeah, fine, we'll do fucking plants and dams. South African economy grows. A massive increase in electricity production will be required to respond to both civil and industrial demand. We'll use newly allocated funding to an Exxon, including investigating the potential of new hydroelectric power plants to give our people and our industry the boost of cheap energy it needs to maintain strong growth. There we go. Shit, go, 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 go. We got this. Okay, I was wondering when that was gonna pop up. These guys suck, actually. Like, unironically. We're just kicking their ass. Do they even have any... Do they just have all of their... They had all of their VPs. Just hung up right wide open. Incredible. They were so unready, it's not even funny. I was expecting that to be more intense than it was. The South African Civil War, that was not. Well, that was the South African Civil War. I'm talking about the TNO Civil War. Oh, there he goes, talking about fucking TNO. Yeah, I know. Alright, now we can actually start building shit over here, though, which is huge. So, up chromium production. Plants and dams. Anyway, where were we? Let's expand the militias. So funny. We're gonna wait until this focus finishes up. Oh, thank you very much. Look at that. While the transitional government appears to be hard at work in implementing majority rule, the ANC Youth Wing and other African organizations band together to nudge the government towards their preferred vision for South Africa. On the most fundamental level of these organizations are the street committees, small political action groups that have been formed to promote rapid integration and the complete social liberation of the African peoples in South Africa. While these groups are challenging the incumbent government's moderate positions, their existence have also helped curb covert extremism and providing outlets of political expression. A necessary step. Right? Well. The orange tricolor Union flag of South Africa is a grim reminder of the nation's white supremacist past. Perhaps in order to heal the wounds, it might be a good idea to rethink South Africa's position, ranging from our dominion status to its associated symbols. Well, we'll have to answer these questions next time, because I'm going to go ahead and leave things there, my friends. But thank you as always for watching. Like, so if you like it, if not, feel free to dislike. Leave comments or feedback down in the comment section below. Like or dislike. Do all that various fun stuff down in the comment section below. Thanks for always for watching, my friends. My name has been Mr. DB333. I thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.